Hello, everybody. I just want to give a little update about my favorite microcap gem that I really do think is going to 20x, have a lot of strong potential. And of course, it's assembleai, ASM. I was able to speak to members of their team again. They got back to me. I threw a bunch of questions their way, and I got a lot of indirect answers back. But I mean, I kind of expected. They're only going to say so much, but you only get what you ask for, and I asked them a lot. But I got a few things for us to chat about, speculate on, and just kind of see where I think things are going. So I kind of just jump right into it. So, of the questions I asked ASM, the first one that I asked them was simply, how did the vote go? Meaning, I did at least 2 or 3 videos about how they were reconstructing their tokenomics, doubling the amount of ACM by adding another 1.5 billion they were going to put onto base specifically. And they did have a vote. And I even put a link for you guys to vote if you wanted to and had enough ASM to vote. You didn't need much, but you needed proof of it, whatever. And from what I could find, it looks like the answer was yes, they were pushed, but I didn't find it official anywhere. They just showed, I could just find the results of it. So when I asked what they told me, well, as they said, we have shared the results of the revote with the Korean exchanges. We will need their support to trade the ASM parentheses base. So I sent back why the Korean exchanges matter so much. I got a few ideas based off of where they consider the company, who's the major like financial backers and all this stuff of it, partnerships, etc. So they're able to move forward with that full tokenomics restructuring. It's just not official yet. They just have most of the green lights to go. So we'll be finding out soon. However, ASM are data sharing partners with Binance, and Binance owns CoinMarketCap. And they do have down here, they've updated the total supply of ASM to 3 billion and showing the circulating supply that they did add the extra was like 1.2 million or 10, whatever it was that was remaining. It looks like they updated this. So it doesn't mean that's official, but that's looking a lot more official. And while we're here, this is the day chart. Okay, that's been a little sporadic. Let's go with the monthly, my favorite way of looking at this. And we're still, I know this kind of looks like it's all over the place, because I mean, it kind of is. But if you look, we are actually pretty steady on a standard. If you look almost every week, it comes back to the standard stable line of about 0.24 or 2.4 cents. So it has stayed pretty steady. It is slightly keeping a slightly higher average than previously. And again, it's a micro cap, so it's going to move slower. It's going to move, I don't want to say slower, it's going to move after a lot of large caps, specifically with large motions. So if it's getting a few small little additions into it, I'm happy. It looks like the holders have increased a little bit, because last time I looked, it was 5.2 something thousand holders. So that's always good to see. So I also re-asked a few questions, and their NS3 app, if you're not familiar with it, get familiar with it, guys. Come on. You can get free ASM tokens for answering little one question, like pop quizzes about crypto that they pop out on hourly, or we'll call it hourly journal articles. And usually the answer is in the freaking title. Like, it's an easy way of collecting points, regardless. At the second half of this year, we can convert these points into ASM. So I asked for more details, right? Because it only keeps saying second half of the year. So I try to prompt and probe, like, are we looking at third quarter? Are we looking at fourth quarter? Do you have a target date? And they kind of just doubled down and gave me a bunch of nothing on this one. But they said that ASM is scheduled for the second half of the year for the ASM swap from points. The detailed schedule will be determined based on exchange support. All right, that's a little interesting, because exchange support. Again, I'm following up on these questions, by the way, guys. And if you have any questions to follow up to assembleai, One, you can ask them yourselves. Two, put in the comments down below. I'll add them to my questions. Today of recording is the 13th. Tuesday, I plan on sending out more questions in about 48 to 72 hours. So we'll call it midday Friday at the latest. So if you have questions to ask ACM and you want me to add it to my plethora of them, please put them down in the comments below. I'll send them through with mine. We said it's determined based on exchange support. I'm not entirely sure what they mean by it. They're on exchanges, and my guess is that they need help from either some sort of centralized or decentralized, doesn't actually matter, exchange to help with the conversion, to make sure that there is some sort of fiat backing it to be able to do the transfer. I'm speculating here. I'll get better answers for you soon, but they're waiting. So, okay, that also lets me know that they're actively working on getting more exchange support, which they answer my questions in a number 1 through 5. Don't know why I asked them like 11, but their number 5 question was, we are working hard to ensure that ASM issued on Base will be supported by exchanges. The most important is the support of Coinbase. We will also apply for listing on other major exchanges. So the most important being Coinbase, that makes sense, right? I mean, they're putting the new 1.5 billion onto the Base ecosystem. So having extra support from Coinbase would be great. Now let's speculate. Because what kind of support do they really need from Coinbase if they're already running their ecosystem? Using Base specifically to do the transfer of points into ASM, now we got, because that would also increase the TVL and everything that's coming into Base, just small little gas and transfer fees. Hopefully, they'd be looking at doing another data partnership like they do Binance, because I don't know why they wouldn't try to do that, because then you'd have the top 2 exchanges most used giving you their information about crypto for a company that writes articles and compiles data about crypto. This makes sense to me. So when they're saying other exchanges, that makes me curious too, because exchanges have different not every exchange works well in every country, right? Geographical politics plays a huge factor. So the more that they can have, awesome. I'm also presuming that part of this is getting on more exchanges, right? Because if you can get a partnership with transferring or saying that all of our points, we're going to get converted to ASM and we're going to do it through Mexi or OKX or OKY, whatever. Or another exchange, that's a big boost. So I'm assuming they're trying to get on more exchanges just for selling their crypto as well, because that only benefits them. And that can be 2 parts of the same conversation, right? Hey, can we do these transfers on your exchange? Hey, will you sell our fucking crypto, right? So really excited about how this is all going to transpire. And they're doing all this stuff at a good time, right? I mean, the bull market is certainly heating up. We are getting ever closer to at least one altcoin season. And I'm holding down onto this one until proven otherwise, that by the end of July, we're going to have an alt season run, and things are ramping up for that to be true. I'm thinking more and more. Initially, I thought it would be just around the second half of April to July. I'm thinking, okay, everyone else might be right too, and there'll be a double top in November, or there'll be the peak or a peak in Q4. I'm presuming it's going to be both at this point, but regardless. So they haven't really given any more rules or anything for the point swaps. They said they're going to be released. Let me give you exactly what they said. Detailed rules for point swaps will be released upon the launch of the ASM swap system. There you go. Not much to go on, but this is probably another use case for an exchange or multiple exchanges, because they're saying ASM swap system, right? There's going to be something that's convert points into ASM, or more realistically, what's going to happen with the back end is they'll take points, turn it into a fiat digital like USDC, and then turn USDC into ASM for the full transfer. And that's just typically the way it works on the back end. So however many changes they can make or get the system to work on is obviously going to help it out more. They can do it faster. They'll have more, essentially just more capital in the background to help change it. And I didn't directly say it, but I'm also assuming that the amount of points that are collected overall from this NS3 app is going to make a big difference too. But I'm nearing close to 4,000 points. How are you guys? Have you been using this app? It's a free freaking download on phones, and they're making a desktop version soon. Just saying, if you like free crypto, it's a great thing to do when you're sitting drinking coffee in the morning, sitting at night staring into the abyss, or you're sitting in the bathroom doing I don't care what, just collect your own ASM tokens, right? And lastly, I asked a little bit about their DWF partnership. Again, I did a whole video on this previously. I don't remember when, guys. Search in the videos to find out. But DWF is a huge supporter of crypto, a lot in the same niche. And I asked them directly, like, okay, this partnership, typically DWF helps fund, promote, and talk about and connect crypto companies with other future partnerships, specifically ones that are still in their network that they're sponsoring, so to speak, which makes sense. I asked them directly if they are going to have or have a data sharing partnership with DWF like they do with Binance, meaning can you get all the data and all the secret details of all the other crypto that DWF supports? And no, but again, DWF will provide overall support for the project's growth, including exchange listings. So that's good news, is that DWF is going to help shake hands, introduce networking, say, hey, get these guys on your effing exchange system. You'll make some money from them. And to prove it, show the list of all the other coins that DWF supports. Like just to name a few, like Tron, Toncoin, Ton Coin, Mantle, Algorand, Bonk, right? FET, or the Artificial Superintelligence Alliance System, FET, right? Flare, Floki, there's a Floki. I'm sorry, guys, my talking words are broken today, but there's a lot of large crypto, and most of these are on large exchanges. So DWF Labs is used to and very good at pushing crypto forward. Not to mention, they're also partners with World Liberty Financial, the Trump company, and this is all good news. ASM is making moves. So, and I've mentioned before about ASM as my favorite micro cap, and it's a gem. People on YouTube specifically use that word just haphazardly, and maybe I am too. It's not like I'm not biased. I've invested in this token. I'm not hiding the shit that I invest in or the ones that I just like and I don't have money in. Which, by the way, I think I'm going to do a review and price prediction on Chainlink sometime soon, which is a crypto I like, but I'm not investing in. But I really do think that ASM is going to have one hell of a bull run. It's at a very cheap price now as far as I'm concerned. I mean, this thing in the past has hit 45 cents, and not like every coin is going to hit an all-time high, but the previous all-time high is essentially a 20x from now. So if you're in the belief that's going to do better than last bull run, yeah, we're looking at least a 20x from here. And in case you're worried about what about that 1.5 billion tokens? Well, if it gets released, they're not going to just dump them into the market. Are you freaking kidding me? They have an already previously designed allocation system where tokens aren't going to be leaked out for over a year later. So we're already in the clear for this bull run, except for things like rewards of the NS3 program, etc. So I'm excited to see where this one's going. We're getting close to the top of what I want to pay for it, just because I like keeping my averages down really freaking low. Plus, most of what I bought from ASM are from profits of selling other crypto previously. But what do you guys think? Are you excited about ASM as much as I am? Does the fact that it's in a niche of a large group like AI agents, does that attract you at all? Like, what is it about SM that does or doesn't get you? And again, if you have questions to send them, please do put them down below, because I want to send and follow up. I want to know annoy the hell out of these guys. So if you've been here for this entire video, one, thank you and bless your soul for it. Please do, if you enjoy this or got anything from this, those buttons down below, press them, please. It makes me feel warm and tingly inside, and it really does help out. You don't have to like me all that much, but if you like ASM or the other crypto I talk about, please help get this stuff out there. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys all again soon. Peace.